Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It's Wednesday, August 13th, 6:30 in the evening. If you can hear the background, still on the beach. So this is the vacation edition. And this is our video for the Roundhill weekly paying funds, QDTE, XDTE, RDTE, each for the 0DTE index funds. And then also, I was not fully prepared, thought I was, YBTC, the Bitcoin covered call strategy fund, also a weekly paying fund. Just a reminder, I am on X at ETF_inspector1. Normally I would let you know what the 0DTE trades were, but got a little bit of beach brain and completely forgot what I was doing this morning and didn't put those out, so I apologize. But I still collected them and we'll be able to go over them quickly in this video. Alright, so we take a look at the market. As far as these funds were concerned, nothing but green. We like that. So we will take a look and see if we made out well in our trades or not. Starting off with QDTE, they sold calls at 24,020, 367 of them, collecting $13.27 or $487,000. The NDX closed at 23,849. That's below the 24,020. So nothing cost to settle it, and it's a full profit day of roughly $500,000. As far as the holdings within the fund itself, no changes as far as contract amounts or positions. We've got increases in values from yesterday's increase, and we will have increases again tomorrow slightly. The NASDAQ was up slightly, and the QDTE was able to beat the NDX, the NASDAQ 100, because it's going to go up along with it based on its long calls, as well as because they collected some premium from selling calls that never amounted to anything as far as an expense to close out. There's almost $870 million assets under management now, so it's climbing. Hopefully we will soon get to that 1 billion mark. It was declaration day today, so if you looked at my Friday video last week, my guess was 24 cents. QDTE announced 23.9244 cents. I missed it by 1/3%, so happy about that one. It's a roughly close to a 35% annualized yield, and that's about it for QDTE. Next is XDTE. They sold 651 calls this morning with a call strike price of $64.85, collecting $318 per share or $207,000. SPX closed at 64.66. That's well below the 64.85. So again, no cost to settle it, and a full profitable day on premiums collected. No changes in the holdings as well for XDTE as far as contracts and positions. Slight increases in value from yesterday, bringing our assets under management up to $419 million. Looks like XDTE and SPX were fairly close today, 0.32% compared to 0.38%. So these long calls would increase in value as the S&P went up, and then they also collected that premium that they didn't have to pay anything back on. So that's where the extra comes from. They've announced distributions of 24.9843 cents, so just about 25 cents. My guess based on Friday's video was 25.5 cents, so I was off. I was a little high by about 2%. Not bad though. Outstanding shares remains the same at 9,455,000. All right, go to RDTE. Start with the trades first. They sold calls on the Russell 2000 with 642 contracts, strike price of $23.10, collecting $2.51 premium or $161,000. We take a look at what that ended at. The Russell 2000, 23.28 $31.06. That is $18.06 beyond the strike price. So paying that out to settle it cost $1.1 million. Take away the original premium collected, and it resulted in a loss on the day of $998,000. Again, no changes in holdings for RDTE as well. Assets under management at $143 million, 4.25 million outstanding shares. Let's see if we updated. RDTE was up 1.35%, where the Russell 2000 was up 1.98%. That trailing, unable to keep up, is because once the Russell 2000 crossed that 2310 mark, RDTE was no longer able to increase in value, because for every dollar it went up, it was also losing a dollar in what it would have to pay to close out. All right, it was a good day for them as well. So I should have stuck with my income estimate, because I said they did make 31.7 cents per share that they could have paid out. But since they were paying out previous weeks when they hadn't made that much, I dropped it down between that income amount and the average amount with a guess of 25.5 cents. If I would have stayed at that 31.7, I'd have been very close to the announced 31.3832 cents. That's a 47+% annualized yield. So by far the highest payer out of the three. I was off by 6% on my guesstimate. All right, and finally, YBTC, they had already announced the day before, so that was that 34.2456 cents that was announced. They don't give us their intraday trades, so we don't get to see what they do, but we do know they have synthetic positions on CBTX at 27.8343, 686 of them, and on IBIT they have synthetics at $66, 12,500 of them, both expiring September 19th. Both have gone positive as far as our value. So before the day started, CBTX's synthetic was worth $4.2 million, and IBIT's was worth just about $3 million. And that would be, when we go to close these out, the money we're going to receive. Now, both of the underlyings went up by 2.7% today, so those will increase very nicely tomorrow. But as far as our covered calls are concerned, we've sold them at 27.9244, and CBTX is at 29.07, so well beyond. So these are getting deep in the money, as you can see, roughly 4% each in the money on CBTXs and IBITs. Theirs are sold at 67, with the stock closing today nearly $70. So they're not real active on closing these out and rolling them up. So it just seems like they're just gonna let it go throughout the week and see what happens. So for now, every dollar that the underlyings increase, the sold calls or the short calls are going to get more expensive to close out. So that's why both underlyings went up by 2.7%, and YBTC was only able to go up by 0.2%. They would need to close these out and start new positions to uncap and unlock these synthetics to keep on running in value. So maybe a little bit more active management would be nice, but I haven't dug through the prospectus enough to know. Maybe they've got it written in that they sell a weekly and they just live by it. So okay, that's it for the 4 funds that are covered in this video. Thought I was going to have to pack up and run on the beach. I was in the middle of a Spaces episode over here with Ambassador Kwan. I was in the rush hour drive time. I was talking with people, and then all of a sudden I said, hey, I gotta go, there's a storm rolling in. Well, we kind of started packing up and it rolled by, and so we stayed on the beach a little longer, had dinner out here. So not rubbing it in at all. I'm on vacation, but still working. All right, we are up over 3,100 subscribers, so I definitely appreciate all that. And just just ask if you know anybody that's into these funds but doesn't know about these videos and would like to keep track of their investments. Just let them know, share it, talk about it, and I'll catch you in the next video, and I will hopefully remember to actually post the trades for the 0DTE funds tomorrow. So that's my first mistake, forgetting them. I'll try not to do that again. So thanks for watching. Have a good night.